Okay, hello, my name is Benjamin Rodriguez Bracas. I'm going to be explaining to you the issue with the gaining of a trade with youth unemployment. So for the introduction, how many of you have actually held a job or a respectable trade? Okay, thank you. I have as well, and my better question is, for those of you who haven't, why haven't you? And this is my reasons why you should, because we should make an obligatory service period in the community for 18 to 30-year-olds. That's a volunteer service period. So I spent 2 years in multiple nations across the world who had mandatory service obligations. It could be as far as towards the government or federal roles, or all the way down to the base of just parks and recreation. And I saw the drastic improvement compared to our personal state of affairs and seeing our local community in Warrensburg today. So today we're going to begin with examining the problems of unemployment and the youth unemployment crisis, the decline of the U.S. economy. Second, analyze the cause of the rising unemployment rate. Finally, proposing the implementation of solutions that we could both stimulate the economy and the youth employment rate. To begin with, we're going to first examine the problems. So problem number one, the youth unemployment rate. So according to the Department of Labor Statistics, 8.9% of youth, as soon as they graduate high school, do not actually go into the workforce directly. And that's even taking the factor those who are in college, those who have part-time jobs. They're taking this straight out of the actual W-2 factors from your tax statements. And from the South Korean unemployment rate actually sits at only 3.4. I understand the population difference, but that's a drastic cultural difference, just right there. And that statistic was taken from October 2017 from the Korean Labor Union, from the international spokesperson Hammersmark in 2017. The second issue is the declining economy. So according to Okun's Law, stated from the Department of Labor, Okun's Law states there's a statistical relationship between the unemployment rate and the rise and fall of an economy of a nation. And now that we've covered the two problems posed by the youth not actually participating in the employment and the economy, or engaging in the community, we can talk about the two causes. So the high school failure rate. The high school failure rate, as of right now, is 17%. That's including those who are just failing grades or taking longer to graduate, or those who just do not graduate at all. And then that's a 17%, and that's posted by the Youth Government Council. Those are taken from statistics from the Department of Labor as well, and the Bureau of Statistics. And then if you look at the college attendance rate as of 2017 this year, and that's also taken from the Department of Labor, from the Youth Union, is 66%. So those who do actually graduate high school, get their GED, or what have you, go into college, and only 66% of them are actually completing their 4-year program at that 4-year rate. It isn't saying if they're actually graduating or not. So those are two major contributing issues for the youth unemployment rate. So for the solution, you have 3 options. For personal, you can actually sit out there and take this decision as your own. You don't want to live in your own mess. You don't want to sit out there and constantly trying to make ends meet, living paycheck to paycheck. Or you can go into the community and actually thrive together. Everybody learns a trade. Everybody picks up some form of contribution towards the community so they can actually afford something to make the community better and prosper. And then you have governmental options. For the governmental options, there's several options that I looked into that you could take, or the government can take, and they have been enforcing throughout the past couple of years. So they could open more entry-level workforce jobs, which they have been, which is great for high school employment, post-high school employment, or college graduates. Next one is mandatory volunteer service or communal patronage. With that one, that would say like you have a possible of between the ages of 18 to 30 years old, you have to complete maybe 1,000 community service hours, or you have to learn a vocational trade, which that just betters the community, just right there. And then South Korea actually employs this communal patronage through their constitution. This is a citation pulled straight from their the Korean Republic's constitution. The Koreans Republic's Constitution. Thank you. All citizens are capable of defending our nation shall serve in a mandatory conscription force. In that capacity, that could be all the way down to the volunteer base rate work in the Parks and Recreation, or all the way up to the federal level working in the government forces. So we covered the three possible solutions, which were the personal, that you could take on your own, the communal, which is everybody getting together, and then the government, which is the entirety of all the communities coming together and enforcing such laws to make the community come together. And then for the conclusion summary, we've today examined the unemployment economic problems associated with the lack of the workforce in the younger communities, explored some of the causes of the problems, and advocated some simple yet effective solutions to the crisis. South Korea's implementation of the conscription force is an extreme measure for the economic rise, and I'm not saying, and that's usually going for and attacking people's personal. It's going at people's personal expense. An obligatory volunteer service offered throughout the community or through the government might be a more communal sense than offering to the individual person, and might be more appetizing towards their own ego. So for my call to action, I'm asking all of you individually to go through. Go through and
go ahead and click on it real quick. Try again.
There we go. So for my conclusion and my call to action, I want all of you to pull out your phones right now. Those who have phones, if not, get with a partner. Go through, get onto the UCM page. You can find the Student Jobs Employment. These offer plenty of opportunities for you to be able to make some sort of income to help better the community and the university. If not, if you're looking for a more professional gain or trade, feel free to go onto LinkedIn. My profile is Benjamin Rodriguez Bracas. You can add me, use my connections for a valuable source. Next is my bibliography, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask now.